The Turtle Room. Education, conservation, survival.
Alright, so I just turned the misting system on. As I said, each one of these enclosures can be individually run. I run the misting system multiple times a day, and that's just to increase humidity and, you know, keep plants wet and everything like that. I do run RO water through the misting system. You know, that's kind of a chlorine preventative, so you're not introducing chlorine into the system, but it also helps keep your misting heads running longer and cleaner. So that is the misting system. I mean, there really isn't much to it. Once you have a full system running, it's incredibly easy to. Alright, so this is the fogging system. I'm running this off of a simple Walgreens brand humidifier, and with some PVC and some fittings, I was able to route it into every individual enclosure. This is run once a day, and this is a simple, it's a massive boost to humidity levels to help keep things in the higher numbers where they need it, without drowning everything. Over the course of the run period of this, it does almost completely fog the entire enclosure, which is great. With some of these, we did have to install a ball valve on one of them to help increase the flow down to the bottom rack. And I mean, that was only because we weren't getting enough due to the way I had some of the fittings in place. But with the female's enclosure, hers is the closest to the humidifier, so she gets the most of it. But they do seem to like it. They don't seem to run away. While I know that fog is primarily used as, say, a showpiece type item, I find that they actually enjoy it. Alright, so this is a full storm setting, as I call it. We have the thunderstorm rolling. We also have misting and fogging going. This also is very, showpiecey here. But I have noticed that it does somewhat work for instigating breeding and getting things going like that. While the hatchlings don't really need it, I really don't do this ever unless I am specifically trying to initiate breeding. But I do find it's fun to show it off every once in a while to people that come by to see things. We are going to put a living background in, which is going to be adding a moss slurry into the background, which I believe I explained to you all as that was the original plan. And that still is the plan. It's just now that temperatures are getting warmer, we can actually get the moss slurry without it having to freeze solid. And I think with these lights, the humidity, the moisture rolling in there, within a couple months we should start seeing some decent growth and get a nice solid green background, and it'll look a bit more natural, I suppose. This enclosure down here, the center one, is already starting to take off. Some of the wood in the bottom, is already starting to cover with mosses. Some of the sphagnum moss is starting to turn green again. And new plants are starting to pop up here and there. Just little leaflets of things. Most likely just some ferns that have, fern spores that got tossed into the mix. But I hope you all enjoy it. Any questions, comments, please feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer anything else that you're at all curious about. Thanks again for watching, guys.
This has been a production of The Turtle Room.